the shocking truth about streaming costs. And I'm going to break down each an individual thing that I use in my streaming setup, like my camera, my microphone, my monitors, my stream deck, my GoXLR, all those things. That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Because if you don't know and you're just going out and getting stuff, gadgets where you can maybe save a little bit of money by doing a little bit of research, let's get into it. So the shocking truth about streaming gear is, wait, before you continue watching, please sub and hit that like button. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you're not doing your research and you're just going out and buying stuff, you may be just spending money for no reason, right? So when I first started out streaming and gaming, I mean, I've been gaming for a very long time. I'm basically a unk now, right? So I had some of the gear already. I was interested in some of the gear already. I always love cameras. I always love new technology. So it wasn't new to me. I always did my research. I always put gear next to gear so that way I could find out which one is the best for me on how I'm going to use it. So I really encourage you guys to have a seat, take a look at the things that you're going to buy and how it's going to benefit you. If you're streaming, if you're doing conference meeting, whatever that may be, just do some research to see how it's going to benefit you. Now, I'm going to show you a few things that I bought when I started out and use over a long period of time. It's no secret. Everybody was using the same thing, especially back in 2020. So therefore, I'm going to show you some of the things that I started out with. And hopefully, if you're starting out and if you're new, you might take some of the advice that, the route that I went, and hopefully it works out for you also. But make sure that it's going to be useful for something that you're doing. A little bit of background on me. I had a PS4 Pro. I streamed on that for the longest minute with the PS4 camera that I bought. So I was streaming on that and streaming directly on the Twitch from the PS4 Pro. Right. If you guys remember, that's how you used to be able to do it. You'd have a little screen of your picture on the screen so viewers could see it. It was real shitty. It wasn't nothing spectacular. But hey, so when you're starting out and you really want to do something, you got to do what you got to do, my boy. Right. I started out with that. And eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get a gaming PC. I saved up a little bit of money. Built my first gaming PC. It took me a very, very long time. I had to buy all the parts, buy all of this, and do a lot of research to make sure that the power supply was going to be good for the GPU. It was going to be good for my CPU, the motherboard, all of that. The case, it wasn't the best build, but it was all right. I built a 2080 Ti, so it took care of the things that I needed to take care of. Right, so that was perfect. But there's a lot of people that are also buying just pre-builds. For your first computer, there's nothing wrong with a pre-build. I will say that again. There's nothing wrong with a pre-build. Just do your research on the company that you're buying the pre-built from. Did my first PC, got that out the way. It took me weeks because I was doing a lot of research. I didn't want to fuck it up. I wanted to be perfect. So it took me weeks upon weeks to build this PC. Built the PC, used the PS4 Pro to stream. After a while, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do both on the PC, right? Because it could handle it. So that's what I started out with, was streaming and gaming on the same PC. There's nothing wrong with that. I got myself another PC. So now I have two PCs. I have a 4090 and a 2080 Ti at the time. And then I got another PC, right, with a 3080 Ti. So now I have a 4090 and a 3080 Ti streaming PC, and my gaming PC is the 4090. So that's kind of where I started at. And over time, as I was streaming, I would use the little bit of money that I was making on streaming to buy the gear, like my GoXLR, my Stream Deck, this camera that I'm actually speaking to you from. It's a Sony a6400 that I bought off of Facebook Market with a 16 millimeter Sigma lens that came with it. I got lucky on that one because I got everything for like $800. But that didn't come until years later. I didn't buy a DSLR camera until years later because I wanted to make sure I was going to do what I needed to do and actually stream and actually use it and actually just put my foot forward to continue to do what I'm doing. So you just got to ask yourself, are you down for this? Are you ready for this roller coaster? Because it's going to be a roller coaster. You're going to buy something today and tomorrow's going to be on sale and blah, 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 blah. There's many, many obstacles that you will have to hurdle, but it's okay. That's the cost of doing business, right? So today I'm going to show you a few items to purchase starting out. If you're brand new streaming, if you're brand new, whatever it is, gaming, a few gear to buy that will make your life a little bit easier. And I'm all about quality, right? So if it's not the best, then I'm not buying it, right? But the best could be the cheapest, could be the mid-grade as far as pricing goes. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the most expensive to be the best, but do your research. So starting out, there's nothing wrong with starting mid-grade or like in just the middle level, right? And don't count out the marketplace. Do your research on that. Make sure you're not getting scammed, but always check on these third-party apps to see if you get a better deal instead of buying it brand new, because you don't know if you're going to stick around doing this, right? You're testing the waters. You don't know. So try to get some things off of Facebook Market, OfferUp, all those things to get you started. When I started, this is what I was using. For a camera, I was using the Logitech C920. For a long time, you weren't able to get this because this was off the shelf every single minute. You weren't able to, they were out of stock because in 2020, everyone was streaming, everyone was working from home, and this Logitech camera was the hottest thing on earth. Right. And it was a lot more expensive than it is right now. Okay. If I could remember properly, it was about $130 at the time because they couldn't keep it in stock. So it was pretty pricey. Now it's going for a whopping $55. It's not that bad. If you could afford $55, this is the camera that I would go with to start out with. Okay. Now you can't plug this in your PS5 or anything like that or your Xbox. It won't work. Only if you have a PC, a starter PC, this will work. These things will only work with PCs. Sorry. But yeah, a starter PC, these things will definitely work for you. If you have good lighting, doesn't have to be great. If you have good lighting, a few filters on OBS, this camera would look great. You have some people are still using a C920 till this day streaming, and it still does the job. You don't need anything like this. A few years later, I bought the Sony a6400. Not with this lens because I got it used off of Facebook Market with the 16mm Sigma lens. But this camera by itself, the body is going for $998. If you're starting out, I would not recommend this. I would wait a year, see how it's going. And then maybe if you want to purchase something like this or higher, because things are going well for you, then yeah, absolutely. Upgrade to a better camera, upgrade to a better lighting, upgrade to a better mic, all of those things. Those are doable, but you got to make sure you're going to continue to do what you're doing, streaming, conference, whatever it is. Then I had to upgrade my microphone because I was using a headset mic at the time. So the first mic that I bought was the Blue Yeti. The black one, the big one, pause. But yes, this Blue Yeti is the first mic that I bought, and it's still 100 and some change, right? I believe this is coming with some extra stuff that you don't need. Maybe you could just use the regular stand. It's around $100, okay? So this mic works great, phenomenal. If you add some filters to it in OBS, this mic will sound great. And you won't have any issues. You could literally continue to use this mic forever. It does everything that you needed to do. Okay. Starting out, this is what I would get. Okay. Next, after a little bit, I decided to get the Elgato key light. It works great. I got it on Black Friday. Actually, it was like $99. It was like $99. I got it on Black Friday. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I need better lighting. Let me go ahead and cop this, which I did, and it works great. It's too strong, to be honest. I think I only use like 5 to 6% of this light power, right? I would recommend this for anyone. Content creation, hands down, Elgato Key Light, perfect lighting. After I went and got the Elgato, what I did was let me do some research into a Stream Deck. So I went and got myself a Stream Deck. They make bigger ones, but in my opinion, you don't really need the big one unless you're doing some massive production. For me, the smaller Stream Deck has been working for years, and there's no need for me to get the bigger one. So the Stream Deck allows you to switch scenes, allows you to turn on this light, Elgato light. It allows me to do so many things in my stream to make life so easy. So I definitely recommend a Stream Deck, and you hook it up to your PC. And you don't need a dual stream PC to have a Stream Deck. You can have your Xbox, your PS5, whatever it is, and have your streaming PC and have your Stream Deck connected to your streaming PC, and it'll do the same thing, right? It makes life a lot easier. Always been a diehard SteelSeries headsets. I had the Arctis Nova 7s, I believe, the Pros, when that came out about 4 years ago or something like that. I had those, and then I wanted to upgrade to the newer ones that came out, and it's these right here. So it's the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro Wireless. This headphone, I mean, I could hear every footstep in Call of Duty. I could hear everything just loud and clear. Okay. Now, you don't have to start out with something like this. I would probably stick with the Turtle Beach or something mid-grade, or even the A4s. I mean, like, those are even really good headsets. So not something I would start out with. I would do some research and make sure that the headphones that you're buying is at least 75 to 80 bucks or up, right? But I love sound quality, and this is what I went with. This is what I'm still using till this day. And it works wonderful. They don't break. They last you a very long time. You don't need to constantly update gear at all. Just buy quality, and you will not need to continuously update your gear. Okay. The next thing that made life way easier for me was buying the Go XLR. You could buy the mini, you could buy the big one like I have. This is the one that I actually have. You could buy the mini to start out with. It's a little bit cheaper. Okay. But this Go XLR made my life so much easier because I have two PCs. If you've never dealt with two PCs in connecting audio, oh my God, it's brain damaging. Okay. So with my Go XLR, and I bought this in 2022. It says it right there. Last purchase, November 28, 2022. It made things so much easier for me as far as connecting audio from both PCs into one, and let alone the things that it offers as far as audio control, effects, like all of those things. And I've had this for a while now, as you can see, at least 3 years, and it's still working flawlessly. I love it. It makes life easier for me. But at the same time, you do not need this. You do not need this to start out with at all. Okay. You could buy the smaller one. It works great. You don't need a dual PC. You could definitely use the smaller one just for a single PC and a console. It'll make life easier. And I'm telling you guys all of this for a reason, because these things is what made my life a lot easier when it came to streaming. Now, here's the first monitor that I bought. I believe I bought it at Walmart. That's my baby right there, right? It's the first ever monitor I bought. And I didn't know anything about MS. I didn't know anything about anything. This monitor, it still works like a champ. It does not give me any issues. It turns on, it turns off. It's beautiful. And it's at a reasonable price, $122 US dollars. You could still game on this. You could still do what you got to do. It's a great monitor. But right now I have it as my third monitor in portrait mode, so I could read my chat and all of that. So this monitor right here is still my baby, and it works. It works flawlessly. The second monitor I went and bought was the HP Omen 27-inch, and it works great. Beautiful picture. And I still have it. That's my second monitor on my left that I have OBS running on. Love that monitor. And I bought this monitor, I believe, about a year and a half ago to have a 2-monitor setup, right? And it still works lovely, under $200, and it's 1440p. So you can't go wrong with this monitor, okay? Now, I did mention I have a 3-monitor setup. The latest monitor that I bought was the LG OLED 27-inch, 240 hertz, 0.3 ms. It's a beast of a monitor. I love this monitor. I don't think I could go back to IPS monitors. Has to be OLED because of the picture clarity and how great of a response time it has. Also, it's a light monitor. It's a skinny monitor, and it's just beautiful. The blacks are blacks. The white are not like washed. Like, it's a beautiful monitor. And these are the monitors that I use on my setup, and it works flawlessly. I'm telling you guys now, if you buy quality stuff, quality product, you will not have to constantly upgrade your stuff. You go years without it. You don't have to buy the latest and greatest all the time if you already have quality. Okay. So this little video right here was just to kind of emphasize on the things that I have and how I came about having it, and where we're going with technology, and what you need to buy and what you don't need to buy. Okay. It's just a shocking truth of, streaming costs. And you need to know what you're getting into, because a setup is going to cost you, I would say, under $2K, under $2,000. Okay. And that's a mid setup, and that's a great setup. That's a mid. That's not like too high. That's a mid setup. You could accomplish a lot with under $2K. So that was just my take on it. And if you wanted to start out, those are the things I would start out with, minus all the high pricing stuff. And I didn't even speak of my Shure mic. So now, obviously, you see me using a Shure mic, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what a Shure mic is going for, but I'll show you. So I almost forgot about my mic. I've been having this mic since November 28th, 2022, and it hasn't given me any issues at all. So this is the mic that I am using right now. It's $400. Okay. But like I said in the video, you could start out with the Blue Yeti. There's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to sound a certain way, and I wanted to go through with buying a better mic than what I had previously. But that's the last thing I had on my list. If you have any questions, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, please. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time.